Hey guys, hi, welcome to the sessions. Very good evening to all of you. Once again, I am back here in front of you all. Friday का सेशन काफी बढ़िया था. Response is also overwhelming and outstanding. I am very happy with this. Apart from that, आज Monday को Monday morning blues. आज morning नहीं है अभी. Today is Monday by the way. So we are again here in front of you for something more new and interesting. जैसा कि आप लोगों को बताया था, already I had said you that in this session I am going to take proof of irrationality. But उसके पहले I am again sharing one more information. There is one more channel that Vedantu Creatives, and I have keep on pushing something very interesting, which is not related with the studies, but somehow indirectly it relates with the studies, with the performance of the students. And I keep on making something new on those channels. So last weekend, I made a series of some strategies what students or what toppers do differently, and I'm really happy to announce that the kind of response which I got again from the students, the kind of views, comments and all those things is again outstanding. It's a weekly program, means every week that that whole chit chat with Harsh, that program comes up, and I take some unconventional topic, कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें पे बात करते हैं हम लोग. It's basically a talk show जहाँ पे some coveted guests are being invited, and I talk to them about the problems, about the questions which I get from you guys, and I just ask them and they answer it for you guys. So in the previous session उसमें Dr. Sundar was there, so Sundar sir was there and he answered almost all the doubts and queries. In fact मैंने भी काफ़ी कुछ सीखा उस सेशन से, and it was really wonderful, outstanding. काफ़ी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था कि लर्निंग को कैसे अच्छा कर सकते हैं, how to memorize things for a very longer time, how to see this whole study and learning process in a very different perspective and all those things. So whenever you get time, you can also check on that, and it's really wonderful and awesome. So with this, let's start today's session without wasting much time. We are going to do today proof of irrationality. So how to do that? Let's see. So here goes the first question. The very common question, prove root 2 is irrational. Now, let me tell you, we do this proving using one method that is called as method of contradiction. अब ये method of contradiction क्या है? I'll tell you. See, method of contradiction. I'll divide it in two parts. Method of contradiction. Now, this method of contradiction means whatever we have to prove, we will assume opposite to it. Means we have to prove that root 2 is irrational. So we will assume let root 2 be rational. We will assume exactly opposite. Now, why we are doing this? This is the method. Means once we assume that root 2 is rational and then we do all the operations according to rational, but in the end we will find that it is not satisfying those situations of a rational number, and that is why it is irrational. So this is how it works. Let's see. So let root 2 be rational. If a rational number is there, you all must be knowing that that rational number can be expressed in the form of p by q. We have been studying this since last year, class 9th, where you all know this statement, where q is not equal to 0 and, this is important, p and q are co-prime. Mind this, p and q are co-prime. I'll use this in the end, so don't forget this. What is co-prime? By the way, those who do not know, co-prime is basically those two numbers which do not have anything in their common. Means, say for example, if I am writing 14 and 15. So 14 and 15, these number itself are not prime number, but 14 and 15 is co-prime. They are co-prime. Why? Because 14 and 15 do not have anything in common. 14 is a multiple of 2 and 7, and 15 is a multiple of 3 and 5. So they do not have anything in common, and those numbers are called as co-prime. Now, so the process starts now. You need to do the square. So squaring both sides. So I am doing the squaring. If you will do square, root 2 square will be 2 equal to p by q square will be p square divided by q square. Understood till here? समझ में आ गया? चलो. 2 equal to p square by q square. I can send this q square to this side. So I'll write here 2q square is equal to p square. Understood? 2q square equal to p square. Now, अब क्या कर सकते हैं? पता नहीं. I can send this 2 to this side and I can write q square is equal to p square by 2. Now, everyone please pay attention. Here p square is being divided by 2 and we are getting the answer as q square. P and q both are integers because they are co-prime numbers, so integer, it will be surely an integer. Now, I am dividing a number by 2 and getting an answer as integer. So this means this number is divisible by 2. What I said? Again, I am repeating. Say for example, if you divide 3 by 2. Okay, so 3 by 2, will it give an integer? No, it will give a decimal, 1.5. Why? Because 3 is not divisible by 2. But if I do 4 by 2, I will get answer 2. That is an integer. Why? Because 4 is divisible by 2. So here also, if p square is being divided by 2 and answer is coming as integer, this means this p square is divisible by 2. Very sure. So this implies I can write p square is divisible by 2. And if p square is divisible, see here, what is p square? P square is nothing but p into p. So if p square is divisible, means 1p out of these 2p, any 1p will be divisible because this 2 is not going to cut anything in the air. हवा में तो कुछ नहीं काटेगा ना, या तो ये इसको काटेगा या तो ये इसको काटेगा. तो either this p is divisible or this p is divisible. So I will write this implies p is divisible by 2. Because if p square is divisible, surely p is also going to be divisible. Very good. Now if p is divisible by 2, so can I write one thing? That this implies p is a multiple of 2. See, if some number is being divisible by any number, this means that number is a multiple of that number. So p is being divisible by 2, this means p is a multiple of 2. I can write p equal to 2m, isn't it? Okay, so I have written p is equal to 2m. One thing here proved. Now everyone please pay attention. Come back to here. So pay attention to this part. So what we had written here was this much. This is also not required. So I'll come to here. Put this value here. So if I'm writing here q square is equal to p square by 2. In place of p, I'll write 2m whole square divided by 2. This thing. Isn't it? Now, how will I solve? I'll write it 4m square divided by 2. So 2 is being cancelled by 4 and this is 2m square. So what I have got, q square equal to 2m square. Okay. Now again send this 2 to the denominator. So I can write q square by 2 equal to m square. Q square equal to 2m square written. Now q square by 2 is equal to m square. So again the same concept which I applied here. What concept? Q square is an integer being divided by 2 and we are getting the answer as integer. So if something is being divisible by any number and answer is integer, this means this q square is divisible by 2. So I'll write the same statement. I'll write here, this implies q square is divisible by 2 and this implies if q square is divisible, q is also divisible by 2. Now everyone please pay attention. Chalo, see here. What I have written q is divisible by 2. So this implies q is again a multiple of 2. Say for example, this time I am taking not p but take it as 2n, multiple of 2. So q is also a multiple of 2. Now you just tell me one thing. Here p was divisible by 2. P is also divisible by 2. And here q is also divisible by 2. And both of them have a common factor 2. Both have the common factor. Now, so if they have common factor, now are they co-prime? Surely not. Because if there is any common factor, then surely that is not going to be a co-prime number, isn't it? And if it is not a co-prime number, then we had assumed in the very starting statement that p and q are co-primes. That is the definition of a rational number. So our assumption here gets failed. And therefore I'll write this implies p and q are not co-prime. They are not co-prime. and hence our assumption was wrong. You'll write here what I am speaking. Hence our assumption was wrong. Therefore root 2 is not rational, it is irrational. And that is where method of contradiction comes, that what we assumed was not right, it is wrong, and so the other part is right. Did you all understand it? I'll just show you the solution also. See, this is the whole solution I have done for you guys. P equal to 2m, q equal to any other number 2n, and therefore both of them have the common thing. So therefore method of contradiction, and p and q are not co-prime, and that is why they are irrational number. Understood? So if you have understood, let's move ahead with the next type of question in that proving of irrationality itself. Here is the next part. We have to prove that root 2 plus 3 is irrational. Now it is one thing is very common here, that many of the students do have this doubt कि सर यहाँ पे root 2 को पहले irrational proof करें, फिर root 2 plus 3 irrational proof करें, या फिर directly proof कर दें. What is the correct method? See, what NCERT says, I'll tell you. NCERT gives the solution of this question as that whenever you are being given this question, don't prove root 2 as irrational. You just assume it that root 2 is irrational. Now sometimes it happens that many teachers in the school, they say ki nahi, I want root 2 also proved as irrational. So understand this one thing, if they are asking this, it's not that they want you guys to be pressurized or something like that. They're just asking it because they want a practice for you, that एग्जाम के बहाने ही प्रैक्टिस कर लोगे, ऐसे तो पढ़ते हो नहीं. तो दे आर सेइंग इट विद दैट व्यू. उनका पीछे का इंटेंशन ऐसा है कि रूट 2 प्लस 3 एग्जाम में अगर आएगा और तुम रूट 2 दोबारा से प्रूफ करोगे तो याद ज्यादा अच्छा होगा. सो दैट इज व्हाई, एंड इफ दे आर सेइंग इट, डोंट प्ले विद देम, डोंट मेस विद देम, just do it. Okay, in the boards it's not required. Okay, in boards you can directly use the method which I am saying right now. You can say again, let root 2 plus 3 is rational, assumed. So this implies if this is rational, then what we can say? We can say kya? So again root 2 plus 3 equals to p by q, and if it is p by q, you will send this to this side. It will become root 2 equal to p by q minus 3. So it will be p minus 3q divided by q. Just taking the LCM. Now you will write here that since p and q, you'll write here that which are q is not equal to 0 and p and q are co-prime, like that. Now you'll write p and q are integers. Therefore you'll write here p and q are integers. Therefore p minus 3q and q, therefore p minus 3q is also integer. Therefore what? Therefore p minus 3q divided by q is rational. So this is rational because p by q was rational. It is integer by integer. Here also you are getting integer by integer. So p minus 3q by q is rational. Now this is rational and but. So you'll write here but we know, you will directly write here, no need to prove it, but we know root 2 is irrational, and this statement is important, irrational cannot be equal to rational. Therefore our assumption was wrong. Root 2 plus 3 is not rational. Did you understand this? दोबारा बताता हूँ. But we know that root 2 is irrational. This came as rational, but we know root 2 is irrational. So irrational equal to rational, not possible. So and irrational is not equal to rational. Therefore our assumption was wrong, and hence this number is not rational, rather it is irrational. Understood? And this is how it will be going in the exam also, even if you get this question as 3 marker. Let me tell you, in the board you will not get this question in a 4 marker question, something like that. You will get either in for 2 marks or 3 marks, predominantly 2 marks, because it's a very easy solution. Only you have to write 3-4 steps, that's all. But yes, again saying, if the school teacher asks you to do it in the long format, prove root 2 also irrational, do it for the school exams. Don't mess with them. Okay, let's move ahead guys. नहीं, मेरे को पता है थोड़ी बदमाशी तो होती है, मैं भी बच्चा रहा हूँ स्कूल में, टीचर पता नहीं कुछ खैर कुछ भाई कोई बात नहीं. So this is the whole solution. You'll do it like this only and it's proved. Okay, if you want, you can take a snapshot. Now, again, this type of questions. So now I am assuming, or now I am having this hope that you would be able to understand how this solution is going to be. I know that you are getting this idea. So I'll just tell you very briefly, briskly. Again, root 2 by 3, you will assume let rational. Once assumed rational, you will write root 2 by 3 equal to p by q. Defined, you will send this to this side, it will become root 2 is equal to 3p by q. And then you will write, if p by q is rational, then 3 times p by q is also rational, but we know root 2 is irrational, and hence irrational cannot be equal to rational. Irrational cannot be equal to rational, and therefore our assumption was wrong. Our assumption wrong, blah blah blah. लिखना नहीं चाह रहा हूँ. Okay, so our assumption was wrong, and therefore this is irrational. Very simple, straight answer. Cut to cut. Okay, ज़्यादा बकवास नहीं, ज़्यादा इधर उधर की बातें नहीं. And this question is surely going to come in 2 marks only, not more than that. I'll just show you the solution also for this question. See here. This is the solution. Again, very simple question, very simple solution. Nothing कोई ज़्यादा rocket science है नहीं, ज़्यादा कुछ तूफानी करना नहीं है. Okay, so just take a snapshot of this question if you want, and you can just go on with that. चलो आगे बढ़े. Prove that root 2 plus root 3 is irrational. This is a good question, and it might come in the 4 markers. Let me tell you, because this is a very good question. चलो शुरू करते हैं. Let's try to understand how to solve this. कहाँ गया? Okay, so very simple. Again, I'm doing directly root 2 plus root 3. I have assumed it rational, so I am just putting it as p by q. Done. Now, once I am putting this as p by q, your second step would be squaring both sides. Your second step would be squaring both sides. So you will do the squaring. That will be root 2 plus root 3 whole square equal to p square by q square. Now, it will be 2 plus 3 plus 2 root 6 2ab equal to p square by q square. Again, 2 plus 3 is 5, will be going to that side. So it will become 2 root 6 equal to p square by q square minus 5. P square by q square minus 5. You will take the LCM, you will write here 2 root 6 is equal to p square minus 5q square divided by q square. This 2 will go to here, it will become root 6 equal to p square minus 5q square divided by, this 2 is coming here and it will become 2q square. So root 6 is equal to p square minus 5q square divided by 2q square. And we got it, isn't it? P by q was rational, so p square by q square is rational, and that is why p square minus 5q square divided by q square is again rational. And since this whole is rational is equal to irrational, does not make a sense. Irrational cannot be equal to rational, and hence our assumption was wrong. Therefore this number is blah 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 blah. Okay, so I guess you have understood this. This was the last type of irrationality proving question, and these all questions are very important. At least midterm exam के हिसाब से तो बहुत important है. Okay, so don't leave this, don't miss this part. Midterm में important है, boards में भी important है, boards में भी आते हैं ये questions. बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं आएंगे, only one question will be there. Okay, तो वो one question आपके irrationality से हो सकता है. It has got a fair chance. Directly नहीं पूछा जाएगा, बहुत rare होता है that you are being given root to irrational proving. इस तरह के questions ज़्यादा आते हैं, so that is more probable. So guys, I guess that was all. So this is the solution also. You can take a snapshot. So that was all for today's session. I really enjoyed making this session for you all, and I am really happy with this session and with your enthusiasm. Again, sorry, आज मैं आपके नाम लेना भूल गया और आपका वो comments भी पढ़ना भूल गया. So I'll be taking those names in the next session. So it was really wonderful. Saying you all a very goodbye and a very good night. See you guys in the next session. Bye bye. Bye.